ordained in 1972, and I was named assistant rector of our cathedral in Detroit. However, my pastor in Troy, New York, which is my home parish of St. Anne's, wasn't well. He had to go in for tests or what have you. So the bishop says, stay and take care of the parish until Father gets better. In the meantime, Father's father died in Lebanon, and he went to Lebanon for the funeral and didn't come back until September of 1973. In August of 73, I got a phone call from Archbishop Francis Zayek to meet him in Detroit. The meeting is about sending me to Miami, Florida to start a parish. So here's a newly ordained priest going to Miami, Florida to start a parish, which is a challenge, you know. And I was there for 2 years, got the basics established. Then I was transferred to Waterbury, Connecticut to start another parish in Waterbury, Connecticut. And I was in Waterbury, Connecticut for 22 years. But in that 22-year period, there was times that I was also administrator of our parish in Torrington, Connecticut, which was 20 miles away because of priests. One priest died and one priest was transferred. And then in 1982, we finished construction of the church in Waterbury and dedicated the church to Our Lady of Lebanon. In 1991, I got a call from the Chancery asking if I would come down to the Chancery a couple of days a week to help out at the Chancery, which I did until 1992 of August. And that's when Monsignor Michael Thomas returned from Rome, and he went to the Chancery and I went back to Waterbury. In 1994, I got a call from the Chancery and they wanted me to resume going down to the Chancery for 2-3 days a week, which I did until 1997. I was elected as the eparchial administrator, and I was there to February of 1997 when Bishop Dwight came back from Lebanon and he was installed. And that's when he asked me to come to Brooklyn to be Vicar General and Chancellor. I was named a Monsignor in 1992. And then I became Choir Bishop when I was named Vicar General. And the ceremony took place, the ordination ceremony took place in February 2004. I'm very fortunate to have a beautiful mother and father and grandmother and grandfather who were very involved in our Maronite parish in Troy. Went to St. Peter's Grammar School, went to Catholic Central High School. Again, there were nuns and priests, and they were very helpful to me, a good example to me, and at which time it helped me to make my decision into the seminary. However, when I graduated from high school in 1962 in June, my mom died unexpectedly October of 1962. So therefore, I had to put on hold my entrance into the seminary. And I stayed out and worked at a bank and my cousin's market as a manager, until 1965, when I met with a priest from the faculty of the high school I sat down with him and told him I desired to enter the seminary, since my grandmother and father were settled from the death of my mother. And I entered St. Basil's Seminary in Methuen, Massachusetts for 2 years. We traveled to St. Anselm's College every day for college courses. In 1966, Archbishop Zake was named the first Maronite bishop in the United States, and we were transferred to Washington, D.C. in September of 1967. What has changed is the Maronite Church, under the direction of Archbishop Zayek, continue to find out what our traditions were, especially liturgical traditions. As Vatican II said in the documents of the Eastern churches, we must return to our traditions and customs. And if we don't, we have no reason for existence. And Archbishop Zayek, with Chorbishop Bigiani, we forged forward in translating. God bless him, Father Joe Amar was great help with his translations. The one event that was instrumental in encouraging me to the priesthood is when the Maronite Convention started in 1964 with the first ordination of the first American-born priest, Bishop Robert Shaheen, late Bishop Robert Shaheen. And it brought our Maronite community in the United States together once a year. And it was wonderful. We got to learn our customs, our true customs, to learn our liturgy and our history, which is very important. And we took what we learned and back to the parishes and help establish that for the parishioners back at home who couldn't make the convention. I think the benefit of holding on to our traditions, prayers are beautiful. We belong to the Universal Catholic Church. There are many ways of expressing our faith and our traditions. And in the Maronite tradition, we have to remember over 72 canons, beautiful prayers of the liturgy. So much so, for me, the prayers just bounce right off of the page, and enriches me, which is different. Even the priests here that attend a Maronite liturgy or what have you agree that the prayers are beautiful. The kingdom of God is justice and peace. The challenge is we're dealing with a different world that I was brought up in. And the challenge is to continue to encourage our young people of who they are, what they represent, and so our churches will continue on to the future. Because it was these traditions for me and many others that brought us to this point where we are today, working in the Maronite Church, the Maronite community. The message I would tell them is to be proud of who they are. Do not be afraid to express their customs and their traditions, both spiritually and culturally. The legacy of a priest and how I want to be remembered, that I have put my best foot forward in developing a strong Maronite community and sharing with our people their spiritual and cultural heritage. Thank you.